and found him glaring at the bungalow as if it had insulted him. Pat shouldn't be here. He shouldn't have volunteered Malky to be here either. This wasn't about trying to cheer Eddie up anymore. This was dangerous. This felt like a mistake. He looked away. Eddie had been through too much recently. Not big stuff, but sore stuff. And Pat felt as if a single reproachful glance might snap him in half. Still, he looked up at the neat little garden path, at the quiet, glowing house. I thought that a 20-year stretch was an awful lot of sorry about your wife. It was a nice family bungalow, well proportioned, with a shallow garden stretching all the way around the corner into the next street. The current owner, pragmatic, without thought for aesthetics, had bricked over the lawn and flower beds to create a car park. A blue television tinge flickered in the living room window, and a warm pink shone through the glass front door into the hall. "See," Eddie said softly, keeping his eyes on the house. "Single hostile in living room. Small, possibly female. A woman in her own home. Nothing hostile about that." Instead of saying it, Pat nodded and said, "Check. We're going in along the back wall. Remember to stay in the dark until we get to the front door." Check. Pat didn't really know the military patter and was wary of straying from that one word. Eddie was enjoying it, the whole special ops thing, and Pat didn't want to spoil it for him. "Then," Eddie broke off into quasi-militaristic signs. He pointed at Pat, indicated forwards, touched his own chest, and swiveled his head to show he'd be on lookout. He mimed Pat knocking on the front door, his eyes widened with warning as an imaginary hostile opened it, and his hand chopped a "go, go, go" through the air. His hand got into the house and then, zigzagging like a fish through reeds, looked into all the rooms off the hall, circling all the hostiles they had gathered in the hallway. "Then we ask for Bob. Not before. Not before. Don't give the cunt warning while it can still be concealed. And no names once we get in. Clear?" Check. Eddie turned and slapped the jittery driver's arm with the back of his hand. "When the door opens for the second time, we're coming out. You start the engine, pull up over there." He pointed to the garden gate. "Got it?" Malky stared steadily into the street, his face slack, his eyes glazed over. "Malky." Pat leaned across Eddie and touched Malky's forearm gently. "Hey, Malky man, did you hear Eddie just then?" Malky came alive. "Aye, no worries, man. Like, soon as I see the light, doof, up there, right, straight there, man." He held the steering wheel tight and nodded adamantly, half affirmation, half wired junkie tremor. His eyelashes were as ginger as his hair, as straight and long as a cow's. Pat bit his lip and sat back, looking out of the side window. He could feel Eddie's reproachful glance burning his cheek. Malky was there because he was Pat's young cousin. Malky needed the cash. He always needed cash. But he wasn't fit for it. Neither was Pat, if he was honest. For a moment, all three looked back at the bungalow, Pat chewing the inside of his cheek, Eddie angry and frowning, Malky nodding and nodding and nodding. The wind picked up. Below the van's back wheel, the stunned plastic bag was stirring. As the breeze streamed below the car, the bag filled at one corner and began tugging its feet free until it slid out from the undercarriage. In the wide, still street, the bag rose to its feet, performed an elegant cartwheel across the road, towards the house, and took flight in a sharp cross-draft at the corner. It parasailed 10 feet into the air, an orange moon up and up, drifting out of sight of the van, around the corner to the other side of the bungalow, and over the roof of a blue Vauxhall Vectra. The Vauxhall's headlights were off, but 2 men sat inside, slumped in the front seats, arms folded, waiting. They were a scant 5 years younger than the pretend soldiers in the van around the corner, but were better fed, better groomed, altogether more shiny and hopeful. Omar was spindly and awkward, a walking elbow jab. He still had a sort of ethereal thinness young men have before they fill out. Everything about him was elongated. His nose was long, his jaw pointed.